supposed to be thinking of lady boys and whatnot. I don't know, probably trap music.
Tell me that intro video didn't get you fired up, and I'm gonna call you a liar. My name is Deltia from DeltiasGaming.com, and I'm here to bring you Umbra for level 25. 11 to 25 Nightblade magic-based build, PvP, PvE solo, whatever you want to do. I've created something that I think is awesome for magic-based users. Ever since I was playing my Khajiit, I've always wanted to rock a magic-based Nightblade build, and this is the one for the ages. So let's talk about what I do, and I'm going to show you a little brief glimpse of combat on some NPCs here, just so you can get the idea. And these are level 27, I'm 26, and as you can see, I'm almost two-shotting them at this point. You'll notice a couple different things. I have range, I have a lot of single target, a lot of burst, mobility, and also you'll notice I have that gray little shadow on me. What could that be? I'm going to cover all that stuff, and we're going to go over skills right now, so you can see how Umbra is. It's supposed to be a shadow. You are like a warlock, a walking warlock slash frickin' crazy mage. Here's how it's done. Let's go hide over here so Gert doesn't come and hit me. Sword and shield line is what I use primarily. Sword and shield I think is just awesome for PvP. It primarily because of the passives in here. So fortress, sword, and board increases the amount of damage you can block, reduces blocking costs. Blocking, mitigate damage, you can't beat it. I only take one skill from this tree, which is defensive stance. As a Nightblade, I'm not playing Dragon Knight. I can't reflect back everything unless I use this skill. It doesn't reflect back projectiles, but it does reflect back magic-based abilities. So it also reduces your block cost passively and the amount of block damage you can hit just for having it on your bar. So this is my primary defensive ability that uses stamina. I use one ability for stamina only, and this is it. The nice thing about this ability here is, if I pop it here on my sword and shield bar, then I swap back to resto, it's the effect still applies. So I'll have basically a 30-second buff to reflect one projectile. That's actually a really, really important deal, especially in PvP. So it's a good way to use stamina if you're in trouble, and also reflect back, protect yourself at range, kind of like I did on my Dragon Knight. So that's the only stamina ability I use. Now, I have to have a gap closer, and basically Nightblades do have gap closers. A lot of people aren't a fan of Lotus Fan, but I kind of am. Lotus Fan is a leap, uses magicka, deals damage, and also does AoE damage over time. And it snares enemies. So my guy is not a stamina-based dealer, it's a magic-based dealer. If you wanted the immobilize, I would not morph this ability. But for me, I like the added AoE damage and slow, snare. So reducing their movement speed for a decent amount, if I jump into a big, huge fight, I'm really going to affect that area. So I like it. But it doesn't have the ambush empowering ability. So if you wanted more burst, you could go with ambush here. So that's how I use that. Second ability, first off, I should show you where these are. So this is Lotus Fan from the Assassination Tree skill line. And Concealed Weapon is from the Shadow tree line. It's basically your magic-based damage deal that you can spam over and over. The nice thing about it is that you move faster while it's slotted and invisible and stun, and then also you can set enemies off balance and stun them. So let me show you kind of how this works. So if I start in stealth with that big huge eye, and I walk up to an enemy, and they can't detect me, and I hit them, well, I guess I one-shotted them, but the point is that you can actually stun lock people. So let's go, maybe this guy's gonna 4,300. Okay, he'll take one that. See right there? So he has that circle around his head. Heavy attack, we'll stun him. So I use this ability as a stun. So usually when I jump into combat, I'll jump in with my leap, or I'll buff up first, jump in, concealed weapon. Usually they don't die that fast, but let's go again. Concealed weapon, and if they don't die, I'll cloak, and then concealed weapon again. Now why did I cloak, or what is cloak? Cloak is dark cloak. This is your invisibility. Cloak yourself in the shadow, become invisible for 2.5 seconds and remove 3 damage over time effects. I love this morph. Cyrodiil is all about siege at the moment, and this allows us to free up our bar and not have a purge on our bar, just using Dark Cloak. You see right here, it's one of the coolest looking abilities. So it costs magic. There's a nice little combo you can use with Concealed Weapon. So if you use this and then you hit Concealed Weapon, it'll stun the enemies. Let's try it. Hopefully I don't hit too hard. Usually I don't say that, but... So let's let this guy go over here. So if I hit guy right here, see 1500, but if I cloak and then I hit him, see how his head bopped down? He's stunned. And then I heavy attack, finish him off. So cloak, I can walk all the way in on him, boom, stun lock. Go back into cloak, stun lock. Go back into cloak. Look at my magic, look at my magic, 93%. Oh, I just hit a level. But that's how much magic and how much resources I have, even at level 26. So that's kind of the combo here with that. You can either leap in, or you can go cloak, hit him, heavy attack, cloak, hit him. See? See you later. We already talked about defensive stance. The last ability on my bar, my front bar, sword and shield, is Impale. It's just basically a 15-16 meter range ability that's our finisher. So at 25% of the enemy's health, you'll see that they start taking more damage. So let's do an illustration of this. So you notice that this guy's out of range. How do I know? My 5 key isn't lit up. So you'll notice as I get a little closer, a little closer, a little closer, there, it's lit up. That means the target's in range. So if I start hitting Impale with him right here, it's only doing 800, 700 damage. Now watch, 27 health. Oh, well, that was a terrible example. Okay, these guys can't take a shot. 20, bang! That did 3,000 without a crit. So if they're below 25%, this thing hits like a Mack truck. The key is, don't just spam it. Spam it when the target is really, really low. 25% health or lower. Also, if you know a target's going to drop between 25%, like let's say you're focus targeting, then start using it. But just don't spam it all the time. My ultimate that I use is Soul Tether. Basically, it's an awesome, cheapy ultimate that's going to stun lock everyone in the area. It's like an AoE. And then also it's going to basically tether one person and deal a really large amount of damage. Plus, people can use Soul Leech and get health back. So let's go show you what this looks like. Remember that stealth increase? So notice I'll run faster. If I use Dark Cloak, that applies to my concealed weapon even in stealth. So that's how I'm moving so fast. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so if I go in here, let's go get some friends. Marry you. Marry you. Oh my god, I'm overwhelmed. They're attacking me in melee. What do I do? What do I do? Boom. Soul Tether. Finish. Finish. Leap to the target. Nuke and juke. This is Umbra's first bar. Sword and shield. Defensive. I'm going to block. Use my absorb when I need to. I'm going to peel away in stealth. And finish targets. That's what you're meant to do. Use line of sight. Use mobility and stealth. You're not a Dragon Knight. Play like a Nightblade, you'll never, never have more fun. Okay, so that's Sword and Shield. Defensive, up in your face. Back bar here is more of off-healing / range DPS. First ability I like to hit people with is Crippling Grasp. The reason why is it steals their speed and gives you speed. You'll notice a common trend here. It's basically speed and deception is what this build's all about. So you're going to steal their speed, and it's going to do a lot of damage over time for 8 seconds. So usually I hit this once, and then I don't hit it again for 8 seconds. Unless I change targets. If I change target, boom, zap them with it. Because they're going to get immobilized right up front, and then it's going to steal their speed over time. Next ability up is Funnel Health. I took Funnel Health because I'm going to be playing in PvP in a group. If you're playing solo, I would go Swallow Souls, because you'll receive more healing. All this is it does damage up front, and then heals you over time. So if you want, this is kind of like your spammable heal / attack. Reason we have to use Destruction Staff is we can use this single target over and over and over, and it's almost as effective as a Crushing Shock. Plus it heals you and allies. Amazing, amazing, amazing ability. This guy's talking to himself. Reminds me of someone I know. You know who you are. Another ability that I like is to major One of my favorite abilities in the game, top 3, is Aspect of Terror. Now I want to take Manifestation of Terror. I wouldn't take that one. I would take Mass Hysteria when I get the chance to morph this. So basically, you're going to fear people off you in a radius. You can only fear 2 enemies, so you're not going to be able to fear like an entire Zerg. But let's say someone does close the gap and they're on you. What this does is it fears them for 4 seconds. Essentially, they lose control of their character and run away from you. It's a perfect ability for ranged DPS. So let's say here, I'm going to crippling grasp this guy here so he can't get to me. Then I'm going to run around in circles. Run around in circles doing funnel healths. They're just dead so fast. So let's say this melee guy does get to me. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Boom, fear him. See how he runs away like that? Then you can hit cripple on him again, keep him at a distance. This bar is all about keeping at a distance. Watch this. Little caster here, reflect. Ha, see? Sword and shield. Alright, so they're casting. Fear. Reason fear doesn't work is they have that little circle. That's a stun, basically. So when I hit it again, now they don't have the circle. See how it works? It's one of the best abilities in the game and probably my favorite ability in the Nightblade. So this is a tool to use when they're coming towards you and you can't get away. Fear them. Last ability, or the one ability I use in the Restoration Staff, Healing Ward, is utterly amazing for a Nightblade. Basically, it's going to bubble you. The Ward of Strength is going to be strengthened by how much wounds you have. So if you cast it at 90% health, it's not going to do that much. You cast it at 25% health, it's going to do a lot. Basically, when the ward pops, after a few seconds, you're going to get healed to full. So the trick with using ward is wait until you have low health, use it, and then go into stealth. Let me show you here. Nothing better than jumping off a cliff to show you how healing ward works. This is how I test my nuggets in combat. Are you willing to jump off a cliff for me? Yes. Okay, you're hired. If I die in this, I'm gonna laugh. You probably will too. Oh, that's a death, is it? Okay, so I'm at 49% health. I put that ward. See my health bar? Wait till it pops. Boom, full health. Yep, full health. So let's show you how to use this in combat per se. This will require a nifty bar swap to actually pull it off really, really well. So let's get in trouble here. Have a bunch of enemies beating on me. Of course, this guy is just killing stuff. Don't you know I'm doing a video, bro? Alright, well, he doesn't get it, I don't think. Dude, you know who Never Die is? Making a video. Hey, thank you for coming and trying to kill me. Another guy! He doesn't know I'm making a video either. Alright. I'm about to pause the video and rage and punch my monitor in the freaking throat. Get away from me, people. Get away from me. I remember when ESO wasn't populated. I could make videos and no one would be around. Now look at the game. I guess that's a good thing. Alright. So we got some skeevers, some skeevy weavers. Where's this other one over here? Come here, you. Come here. Come here. Alright. Oh my god, skeevers are attacking me. Oh my god, this is crazy. What do I do? I'm gonna panic. The skeevers, they're gonna give me the super skeever hiv. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm about to die. No, one more skeever attack. Boom, 20%. Okay, so I go into stealth. After I pop this healing ward, I go into stealth. Watch it pop. Boom, full health. That's right. So as soon as I hit the 4 key, I'm gonna swap bars and hit 3. If that doesn't work, you can also go 4 and then fear them away. Go into stealth, watch it pop, full health. That's right. While we're here, let's show you the ultimate. Veil of Blades. Everything just insta-dies. So that's how you use Healing Ward into a Veil of Blades. Veil of Blades is one of the best ultimates in the game. Reason being, it does a whole lot of damage. It reduces enemies' movement speed. You can't really see it. It also procs a pretty helpful synergy. And it reduces your damage and allies. So basically, you want to stand in this thing. The enemy does not. So the way I use Veil of Blades is basically when I'm taking a keep or at a resource at some choke point where the enemy has to go through. If you use it in the open field in PvP, people are just going to avoid it. But if you're like at a breach, like they have to come through this door right here and you drop a Veil of Blades, you will rack up the AP with many kills. It's amazing, so get used to practicing it. Don't use it in the open field, it's a waste. Last ability here on my bar comes from Refreshing Path. Basically, it is a damage dealing over time. We don't really use it for damage. What we use it for is healing, self-identification, and speed. So you'll see here, see that? So what I like to use it for is telling my teammates, look, we're gonna go north, follow me. If I do this, you know where to follow, because number one, you're gonna look, if you're getting heals, that means you're in my path right here. So I can go really, really fast as a getaway plan. Because remember, Crippling Grasp gives you speed, but it requires you to hit an enemy. So let's say I want to stop attacking and I want to get away. It gives me heals and speed while I'm running away. Perfect to get escape, get in stealth, get out of dodge. Plus it gives healing. So I can basically self-heal with funnel health doing damage. I can use fear to get people away. Healing ward if I or someone else gets really low health. Refreshing Path. I probably will swap Refreshing Path out for Sap Essence later on in the game. Once I get that unlocked at 42 in Siphoning. It's going to take a while to get that. But that's really the skills. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about gear. No, we're not going to do any crazy segue. Oh, yeah, we are. So I'm using 2 5-pieces and a 2-piece. Another major advantage of Sword and Shield is that you get an extra piece of gear. So that way you can run a 5-piece, a 5-piece, and a 2-piece. There's no better 2-piece set right now for craftable than Torg's Pack for magic dealers. 79 spell damage is amazing for a 2-piece set. So I go Sword and Shield. So on my Sword and Shield I get more spell damage. Because remember, every single thing that we're doing here is magic based. The one stamina ability, the damage is done is based off the other person's. Your damage you're doing on impales, concealed weapons, and lotus fan is all coming from spell. So that's why we go for spell damage. The other set I'm using is the Warlock. Warlock is one of the best end game things you can get, but ironically you can get it really early in the game. And so I've been collecting these as I've been leveling up. So I use my jewelry here with reduced cooldown. I should have reduced that cooldown here. Oh, why can't I reduce it? So I want to use reduced cooldown potions on my jewelry, and then also 2 pieces here. So it gives me that major magic fun if I run out of magic. Now I'm level 26. The highest magic thing I have is Dark Cloak. Watch this. 1, 2. Look at this build. All light armor. I'm spam casting this and still cannot run on magic. There. That's what Warlock looks like. You get that huge flood of magic. With this build, this skill, this gear, you are not running out of magic, as you can see. The other set I run is Spectre's Eye. You'll notice that I'm turning like gray type of thing once in a while. That's the Spectre's Eye. So I gain 20% dodge chance for 3 seconds after casting a spell. It can only apply once every 6 seconds. Basically, it's almost constantly up because I'm always casting spells, whether it's funnel health, concealed weapon, whatever. So let's show you what this looks like now. That. When you turn gray and invisible like that, that's Spectre's Eye. So it lasts 3 seconds. Has basically a 3-second cooldown. The dodge chance is huge. That's why in the videos you saw in the trailer, I was dodging everything. You can also get the same effect, and I don't know if these stack, from Blur. Blur gives you evasion, 20% dodge chance. So I don't know if you can use both of these at the same time to get 40%. I haven't found a way to properly test it. So if anyone knows, please leave me a comment. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so we got the 5 pieces, 2 5-pieces. This is craftable in Cold Harbor. This is dropped, and then this is also craftable. Got a restoration staff here with Precise. I did all magic on my enchants and reduce cooldown on my rings and everything else. Why would I reduce cooldown on potions? Great question, Deltia. Let me put my magic in. All attributes. Also, I use the Atronach Mundus Stone for magic. As you can see, I can't run out of magic, literally. I use magic and stamina recovery drinks over food, because in Cyrodiil I have almost 30,000 health and 20,000 magic. So more stam, more regeneration is better for me. I also went with Werewolf because I get combat stamina generation. I don't like the fire damage from Vampire, so I stuck with that. Alright, so the big, huge advantage a Nightblade has over any class is Catalyst. After drinking a potion, you gain 12 ultimate. 12 ultimate from drinking a potion. So you can literally just like put crappy potions in your inventory, like really low level ones, and just chug them right before you start combat. Or you can get really badass ones, like becoming immune to knockback effects, or this one, which is super crazy. So this, I vanish, I become unCCable, and I get health back. Imagine using that. Now, with the reduced cooldown potions, I can basically use a potion once every 30 seconds. So I'm getting 12 ultimate once every 30 seconds. Also, I use a lot of potions that are stamina based because I'm all light armor. So dodge rolls, CC breaking, I'm not using an arena set, so I have to use a lot of stamina potions. But that's okay. They're really cheap. No one even uses them half the time. And it's getting us ultimate at all times. The trick with it is watch my ultimate here. Boom. You can use it out of combat like this. So if you're sitting roaming around before a fight, why not use a potion? They're just sitting in your inventory. Get that ultimate to full. Also, attack these little critters here. See that in combination with using potions can build that ultimate out of combat. So when you engage in combat, you are prepared. That's the gear setup. So a couple passes I want to talk about here real quick. The Catalyst is a must-have. When you're starting out this build, you have to get this right away. Reduces magic cost of spells by 21%. 21% reduced cost. This is amazing. This Potion Ready add-on, that's Cloud Combat. I have an add-on video in my description. Please watch that. Also, Magic Regeneration. These two will make such a difference in your character starting out. I cannot even tell you how important it is. Also, I'm a Breton. Why Breton? Reduced magic cost. 1%. Now at endgame, it will be 3%. That adds up. That is an enormous advantage that not everyone has. So for this, all light armor, and the consumables that I have, later on in endgame, I'm going to have even better ones, but I like this Celestial Tonic Tea at level 25, and it does scale in Cyrodiil, so I got about 1200 regeneration. Also, this Drama of Immunability is really good, so if I YOLO into a big, huge group, I'm going to pop this right away after I jump in or right before, so I can't be CC'd right away. And there's some other fancier ones you can do later on, like this. Now, you can do this at later on endgame and get you about almost 25 seconds of immunity. Another really important passive that people don't understand is Alchemy. I did level this guy all the way to 50 in a separate video because potions last 30% longer. Yep, CC immunity lasts 30% longer. Health regeneration, magic regeneration. It cost me a lot of mats, but if I plan to use this character for long term, it is an utter saver. Also, if you're in get a Legendmare, get this right away. Reduces the cost of sneaking for PvP. This is amazing. And this is pretty good too. Allows you to revive once every 2 hours without spending a soul gem. Those things start to add up. And in your class specifically, you can't beat pressure points. Increases critical strike rating for each assassin ability slotted. So that's kind of why you do want an assassin ability on each bar. Maybe I might go back to Impale on this bar, on my second bar, and then go Sap Essence here. But I don't have Sap Essence yet. Executioner, killing an enemy with an assassination ability restores magic. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. So killing someone with Impale would give us magic back. Yes, please. Increases weapon and spell damage while invisible or attack. So that's why you want to basically stay in stealth and attack from stealth if you can, because you're going to get a big, big, big bonus. Some of the other ones, increases stamina recovery. Yes, this is legitimate. Increases stamina recovery by 30%. Combine that with the combat recovery in the werewolf tree. That's 45% stamina recovery off the top. That's why I don't use the arena set as a Nightblade. Activating a shadow ability also increases your armor for a huge amount by 4 seconds. So shadow ability, that's any of them in here. Considering we're almost always going to use one of these 4 abilities, we are going to be pretty sturdy, even in light armor. So I love, love, love this one. Dark Vigor increases max health. That's pretty good, but not exactly super important. Duration is very, very important. I can't wait to get that. And some of these other ones are just incredible. Hemorrhage, the harder you hit. Major savagery, super important. Transfer, activating a siphon ability grants you ultimate. That's a no-brainer. So those are really, really important passives. So the consumables I've talked about. I talked about combat. Let's do a little bit more combat so you understand it. If these guys won't die in 3 seconds. Where's this place? Boom. Cripple. You're dead. Cripple. We're going to fear you just because it looks cool. I'm going to funnel health your face off. Cripple. So as soon as this guy starts targeting me, boom, look. Cripple. See how they're stunned right there? Cripple. Stunned. Target gets close to me, cripple. Target gets close, fear. Target gets close, cripple. They're not getting towards me. And if they do, I'm going to stun them away. Let's say I can't get them away or I'm facing a lot of people. Boom, lock and block time. Stealth. Get my buffs up. Stun them with a soul tether. Or leap in. Soul tether. Bang. Stun. The downside of this build is you don't have a whole lot of AoE, which you could swap this bar for Destruction Staff if you wanted more AoE. So if you wanted to be an AoE monster and just YOLO in there to AoE, I would go ahead and use Ambush instead of Lotus Fan, and I would use Destruction Staff and then Impulse. But that's if you want to do that. Speaking of if you wanted to change this build up, if you really wanted to do high-end DPS endgame or even now like in dungeons, you could use Mage Light for your spell critical one and then Entropy for your spell damage. So all you literally would have to do to change this up to be pretty awesome as a DPS, and even in Lowbie, is just drop these two abilities on your bar. So you'd go, boom, Inner Light, boom. You'd have basically a self-heal, you'd have Inner Light, and you'd have your single target dealer, you'd have your funnel health. You'd change this up to basically be another Resto Staff or Destruction Staff and have your finisher on the back. That's it. And that's how you could make an even a deadly 2-swap button thing, and you're already doing awesome damage. So, have a lot of flexibility here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have a lot of PvP builds, videos, gameplay, and discussion coming up. We recorded about 3 hours yesterday of terrorizing the Lowbie server. I'm going to give some videos on how to take a resource, a keep, how to set up barn sieges. I mean, just all sorts of crazy things that we've been doing, Nugget Nation. Big shout out to Nugget Nation. Argo for donating potions. Virus for donating his music that you heard in the intro. And all the cool people that support me and subscribe to me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Can't thank you guys enough. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to update it once I hit VR1, but I'm going to PvP for about a week or two before that happens. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and leave me a comment.